Lesson learned for this closing. We didn't close yesterday, and here's why. What up, guys? Happy day today, because I'm gonna walk you guys through the whole closing process. So I'm about to go do a final walkthrough with my buyer on their new home right now. And tomorrow we're going to the closing table. I'd rather do it the morning of, the day of closing, because a lot of things can happen overnight. But in these circumstances, we had to do it today, this evening. So the house, they should be all moved out right now, and the house should be all cleaned and ready to go. I will go check on it in the morning, make sure everything is good, because once you sign that paperwork and the house is funded, you can't return it. So I did a video on what to look at during the final walkthrough of the house before you go to closing. Just click that link right there, the icon, to see that video and what you should look for when doing the final walkthrough in the house before you go in closing. Very important. So some things we're going to look for when we're doing this final walkthrough is, first of all, make sure everything that is supposed to be out the house is out. Make sure that everything that was supposed to stay with the house is still there. Make sure nothing went wrong with the house or nothing new has occurred with the house. If any of these things are missing, we need to address this before the closing. And if it's something major, we will need to push the closing back a little bit so we could get everything taken care of, which is not bad. I mean, I know some people are on deadlines, like they have to move in like the day they close or to be homeless, but you know, it's better to have everything that you know you're getting, that you're supposed to get, have it underway, and make sure everything is good. So pushing the closing back just a couple hours or a day or two is not too bad, but I never had to do it before. Well, I had to do once because of an issue. I forgot what it was, but it was all taken care of. We closed a couple days later. Always like to stick to the timeline. I'm the type of guy that I like to be on time for everything, no matter what. I'm arriving 10 minutes early. I like to arrive early when, say, I want to go somewhere, if I want to go to a restaurant, and my fiance's not like that at all, and then she always gets on me because I'm on it. I'm always ready. Wanted to go when we're going to eat out at 5 or 7, and she's not ready.
Getting hangry.
Just got through the final walkthrough and went good. Seller moved out. Most of the stuff, I think they're gonna have to grab some stuff in the morning that's left in the garage and some stuff in the closet. But the house was clean. They had it professional cleaned, patched up the hose, left everything they needed to. They had a pool. The pool looks good. Left some equipment. I think they were supposed to leave some other stuff, maybe, but I'll check on that. But everything looks good. Buyer's happy. Wife's happy as well. So the next thing we do, I grab the key. Now the buyer doesn't get the key until the house is funded. There's a difference between closing after you sign the paperwork, then the mortgage company sends the money to the title company and the seller gets the money, and that's when it's funded. And that's when legally the buyer takes possession of the house. New days, closing day. Finished up yesterday. Did the walkthrough of the property and everything. Just everything was fine. Everything's good. Buyer knows exactly what amount of money to bring it to the closing table, whether it be a cashier's check or a wire transfer. In this case, he's doing a wire transfer because his bank's in another state. The title rep, when we're doing the closing and signing all the papers, we'll go through line by line, if they wanted to, all the details into the closing costs and who's paying what and where's the money coming from and why is that. I'll talk to you guys after closing, let you know all the details and how it went. Lesson learned for this closing. All right, so this is 1 day later. So this is from yesterday. We didn't close yesterday, and here's why. The husband was only on the loan. His name was only on the loan, and his name was only on the contract. But in Texas, it is a rule in Texas that every spouse, no matter if your name's on the contract or the loan, every spouse is on the deed to the home in Texas, no matter what. So in that case, both spouses have to sign paperwork at closing. The lender thought the spouse was coming as well to the closing. Title company got the paperwork laid and didn't realize, and we were going through the paperwork, and she was like, "Where's your wife?" And guess what? His wife's in Alabama. So we had some options. What can we do here? First, we could get the notary to do it as well, but we needed original signatures on a couple pages from the husband and the wife. So we couldn't do that. So what now we had to do is a power of attorney. We had to email the documents to the wife in Alabama. She had to go to, I think she went to the bank or somewhere to get it notarized. Then they scanned it back. Then they come to find out the lender wouldn't fund the money until they get the original power of the attorney to the title company. So she had to overnight the power of attorney to the title company so we could fund the house and the house would be officially theirs. We had to come back 1 day later for him to sign all the papers, and he signed for her because of the power of attorney, and it should be funded tomorrow when the power of attorney gets in. Lesson learned: if you planning to move to Texas or relocating, or you're in here and you're not sure if both spouses will be at the closing table, or if that can't happen, make sure with your lender first, set up the power of attorney through that so one of your spouses could sign for the other. It'll be better if both spouses are at the closing table signing to make it so much easier and simpler. As a lesson learned, good lesson. You learn something every deal. But my client is super happy now to have got the closing and got the house. It's been a process to getting them here, but everything worked out. Big shout out to Rob McCallum with American Mortgage, the lender. If you need any help or you have any questions about getting pre-approved for a loan, whether it be FHA, conventional, VA, USDA loan as well, and even if you're self-employed or a worker, and if you think you have credit issues, contact me, because the lender was able to tell him what his credit will be to like 1 or 2 points off before he even paid things off. So the lender is able to do that and go through everything with you. That is the closing process. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and if you're looking for a home, just hit me up. You got all my details are below. Click that, and I'll see you next time. All right, for more home tips and tours around DFW, please hit that subscribe button right there, and I'll see y'all next.